G'day everyone, welcome to Two Wheel Workshop. I'm Brody, and in this video I'm going to clean, seal and paint this tank. Alright, so this is the tank off a XS650 Special. Now, 75 models in Australia didn't come out with this tank, but the paint looks identical to what was on the side covers, and they are 65 side covers. So, I don't know if it's a North American model thing or what. It doesn't really matter anyway, because it's what I've got and I'm going to use it. Yeah, it's got vacuum petcocks, which are crap, so they're going to go. It's got some slight surface rust inside, but it's not terrible. It's nothing I won't get away with. And it's got a ding here and a smaller one here. I'm probably going to find a whole heap more once I get the paint off it, but at the moment that's what I'm looking at. So I've bought myself a new cap, and it comes with keys, as well as two non-vacuum type replacement petcocks. Now these are designed specifically to replace these. You can't just take the petcocks off an earlier model fuel tank and put it on the later model, because the bolt hole spacing is different. So that's them. And I've also got a KBS Motorcycle tank sealer kit. Now this is the large kit. It does up to 45 litres, which is overkill for this tank. But it was only $10 more than the small version, and I just didn't want to run out of anything. Alright, so I've given the tank a little bit of a rub with some sandpaper, just to try and figure out where all the dents are. So I've got the major one here, and just some shallow ones in around the rear of the tank, and one across the top here. This side was pretty good, it's only got like that one there. So before I go any further with this and get any of these dents filled, I'm going to seal the inside, because I don't want to spill any of the rust converter on any fresh body filler or primer or anything like that. So I'll get into that now. So the KBS kit comes as a 3-part kit. You've got the Aqua Clean, the Rust Blast and the tank sealer. You also get a set of instructions. Now the first step that it says is to remove any loose rust from inside the fuel tank. Normally I'd do this just by filling it with like some bluestone gravel, shaking it around and then tipping that out and washing it out. This one, however, surprisingly is very clean on the inside. Like, I'm not going to be able to show you because it's pretty dark in there, but the tank must have been stored far better than the rest of the bike, because all there is just some light surface rust. So I'm going to skip that step, and I'm going to go straight to the Aqua Clean. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to have to seal this tank up. I'm just going to use these petcocks because they're shit and I'm not going to use them for anything else anyway. So I'll put these on, and I'll put the new fuel cap on, because it's just basically soap, so it's not going to hurt it. And then I'll get into degreasing the inside of the tank. Alright, so now I need to mix up a 1-to-1 solution of this with warm water and put it into the tank. Right, so what we want to do from here is apparently just let it soak, but like move it around to all different angles, so the degreaser gets to all the surfaces inside the tank. So I'll probably do that for about an hour, because it's pretty clean anyway, and then we'll rinse it out with some water. Alright, so that's been soaking for about 2 hours now, so we'll drop the water and see what it looks like. So yeah, that looked Can't really see the colour of the water because of all the suds. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. There's no particles or anything floating around in it, it's just discoloured. Alright, so now I'll go rinse the tank out thoroughly and let it dry. Alright, so I've rinsed it out now, and it says to let it thoroughly dry. I'm a bit impatient, so I'm trying to speed it up with the heat gun. The next step is the rust blast, and this is a water-based product anyway, so I don't think it's 100% critical that like every drop of water is out, but I'll do my best. Steam coming out of there now. Right, so she's all dry now. I'll move on to the next step, and it says to pour the rust blast in undiluted. I've sealed the bottom of the tank up with gaffer tape this time. So what I'm going to do is I'll pour this in, seal the top up with gaffer tape as well, and then I'll just have to sit here rotating it around for 20 minutes. Alright, so it says to rotate this around, coating all the internal surfaces, but not leaving it long enough on any one side to allow it to dry on the surface. So this is going to be a fun 20 minutes for me. Alright, so that's been 20 minutes. It says you can reuse this stuff, so I'm going to tip it into this bucket and put it back in its bottle. Just on the off chance I've got another fuel tank that I need to do later. That looks $1,000,000 compared to what it did before. Alright, so that's the rust blast done. I've rinsed it all out and I'm pretty happy with the results. Like, I can't see any rust in there. So now I've got to dry it. This time, it is critical that I get every little bit of water out of it. So I'm going to put a fair bit of effort into it. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun, leave it for a good few hours, and make damn sure that it's dry before I go putting the tank sealer in. This seemed to work pretty well last time, so we'll give it another crack. Alright, so the tank is completely dry. I hit it with the heat gun numerous times and it's been sitting for hours and I'm pretty confident there is no water left in there. So now I've got to seal it up in preparation to apply the tank sealer. So you'll see I've already put the cap back on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put duct tape over here, then I'll close the cap so the rubber seal pushes the duct tape down and gives it a good seal, but I don't get any tank sealer on the actual cap. Same for the holes for the petcock. I'm going to put duct tape across the hole, and then I'll put these screws through the duct tape so the threads don't get any sealer in them. Alright, so I'll crack open the tank sealer now. It says to stir thoroughly, but not shake. So I'll do that, and then I'll pour it into the tank. Try and avoid any spills. I'm definitely going to spill that. What am I going to do? Fuck it. Oh, that was a good shot. Look at that, I've managed to not spill any on the rim. Alright, so what I've got to do now is just slowly turn this thing so I can coat all the internal surfaces. And you're going to keep doing that for no more than 15 minutes, after which we'll drain it and then let all the leftovers just harden in the can and throw it out. Alright, so I'm pretty happy that the internal surfaces are all coated. So I'm going to pull off one of these and then I've got to let it drain into this. Alright, so it says I need to allow 96 hours for the sealer to cure before I can put fuel in it. I reckon if I leave it overnight that it'll be cured enough that I can just cover it all up and I can start working on the outside. Like, I'm not going to go putting fuel in it for a good week or so anyway, so it should be fine. Alright, so it's been about 16 hours and the tank sealer's gone off. I'll give you a look at it. So there's a bit of a build up around the rim here, but it's nothing bad. I'm not really going to worry about it. Inside the tank itself looks really good. It's nice and even. There's no puddling of the sealer or anything like that. I'm really happy with the result. So now I can move on with filling these dents. Alright, so here it is, all done. I'm really happy with the way the tank lining came out. The paint job's as you'd expect from a rattle can, but it's nothing that won't cut and polish out. And I'm probably going to do it again anyway once I figure out the final colour scheme of the bike. But this will do for the moment, just to get it registered. It's all one colour and looks pretty nice. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.